In this video, we are reviewing how to solve for missing angles made by line intersecting parallel lines. So looking at this first problem, let's call it A. Let's identify what type of angles those are. So I always start by drawing my box in my box. Okay, so I usually start with corresponding. So first, let's decide, are those corresponding angles? So I can see here that 50 is in the bottom right-hand corner of the group, and B is as well. They're also in the bottom right-hand corner. So because of that, I know that B is going to equal 50 degrees. Because right here we said corresponding angles are equal. All right, so for B, let's see. So let me draw my box again. And I can already see these are not corresponding because angle A is in the bottom left and angle A is in the upper right. So they're not corresponding. Let's check if they're alternate interiors. So yes, they're in between these parallel lines, and then they're on different sides. So these would be alternate interior. And we know those are equal, so A would also equal 60. If that's confusing though for the alternate interior, you can also use corresponding angles and then vertical angles. So, all right, let's see what I mean on that one. So right here, I know that if this angle is 60, that this angle will also be 60 right here. Because these two angles are vertical angles. And then from there, I can use corresponding angles because I can see that A and 60 are in the same position now. They're corresponding. So that means they're going to be equal to each other. So you can use alternate interior, or you can say, well, let me just use corresponding angles and then vertical angles. All right, let's do C. So for C, let's see, let me draw my boxes first. So I can see that these are not corresponding angles, okay? They're not alternate interior angles because they're on the same side here. But it looks like they are same side interior because, again, they're between the parallel lines, but they're on the same side. And we said that those add up to 180 degrees. So to solve this, I could do 180 minus 48, and that would give me... Oh, sorry, it's 148. So that would give me 32. But let's do it kind of similar to B, so let's redo that one and see if we can find a little bit easier way to do it. Okay, so let's see. Let me draw my box again. So why don't we use vertical angles again to help us? So let's see. I know that this angle is 148 because it's a vertical angle with this one. And then if I use corresponding angles, I know that this angle should also be 148. And then now I'm going to use the idea of supplementary angles or on a straight line. So if you look right here, if I was to block out the rest of the problem, so let me kind of cover this all up for right now. I can see on that red line that these two angles, C and 148, should add up to 180 because they're on that straight line right here. Okay, and I just kind of covered up the picture because I think that helps me see better, so let me undo those. So I know that C plus 148 should add up to 180, so I can do the same thing I did down here. I can subtract and then figure out that C would be 32 degrees. So there's a few different ways you can go about that one. All right, in D, let's just kind of do everything because we're trying to solve a few here. So let me start with my boxes. Oops. Okay, so draw my box here. Draw my box here. Okay, so automatically I can see that 76 and I are corresponding. So I know that I is 76 degrees. And then I can see here that 76 and H are vertical angles because they're across from each other. So H is also 76 degrees. And then for J here, I can see that there's a straight line right here. So these two angles are going to add up to 180 degrees. So if I do 180 minus 76, I get 104 degrees. That's what J equals.